This podcast episode is presented by a generous sponsorship of Radio Free Santa Clarita by the California Institute of the Arts, one of the top art schools in the world located right here in Santa Clarita. You can find out more information about their Discover Music program, CalArts summer program for high school students. Learn more at calarts.edu/discover. Hello and welcome. You have just downloaded an all-new episode of the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. I'm your host, Lee Huber. Glad to have you on board once again. This is the final episode of June, Pride Month, as it was recently officially proclaimed by the city of Santa Clarita. You know, one of the great aspects of the music community here in Santa Clarita is that it blends together people from all walks of life. All ages, races, gender and sexual identities, cultures, values, and beliefs. We're very proud to see the city supporting such diversity, and we wholeheartedly support it here on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. Well, this week's featured artist is someone you may have seen perform recently, last month at the Relay for Life event, or maybe opening for Wilson Phillips at the Canyon, or perhaps on stage at the Staples Center in downtown LA. We are very excited to have John Joseph, this week's featured artist, on today's episode. Stand by for our interview with John in mere moments, but first, let's check out the calendar of music events happening this week in Santa Clarita. We'll kick off the weekend on Friday at 6 p.m. with Drop Zone at Wolf Creek Brewery, the first of two shows for Drop Zone this weekend. Lynch Mob and the Kenny Shipman Band. They'll be on stage at the Canyon at 7 p.m. The Tom Nolan Band is the featured performer of the Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series this week. That happens at the Westfield Valencia Town Center at 7 p.m. Nick Horn will be at the local Pub and Grill at 8 p.m. And the Griswolds will be at Alchemy at 9 p.m. On Saturday, June 29th, the Class of 95 will be at the Dudes Brewing Company. That's at 3 p.m. Legendary 90s band Blind Melon will be at the Canyon. Doors open at 6 p.m. Odd Hours. They're going to be having an EP release party along with 5 other bands, including CJ May, Fierce Brosnan, Three Sides, Cher Domingo, and Fovia. That'll be happening at 9927 Soledad Canyon Road. Go pick up a copy of their new EP. At Vincenzo's, Colt 45 will be on stage at 7 p.m. Future Ex-Husbands will be at the Backyard Grub and Brews at 7 p.m. And one half of our featured performer from last week, Truth Jones. She'll be having a birthday celebration and you're invited. They're going to be having a blues jam at the American Legion 507 starting at 7 p.m. Max Esparza will be at the local Pub and Grill at 8 p.m. Flight at noon will be performing at JJ's Bar and Grill at 8 p.m. Barfly will be at Alchemy at 9 p.m. And Sean and Colin will be at Salt Creek Grill at 9 p.m. And to round out the weekend on Sunday the 30th, Dole Humphreys will be at Salt Creek Grill at 4 p.m. Drop Zone will be at Vincenzo's for their second show of the weekend at 5:30 p.m. And the Midnight Rider Band, which is an Allman Brothers tribute, they'll be at the Canyon with doors opening at 6 p.m. To stay informed about all these shows each week, stay tuned to facebook.com/theawesometownsound. John Joseph is driven. You can tell he's a pop sensation in the making, and that he's putting in the hard work and effort it takes to make those dreams a reality. In the span of just the last few years, he's teamed up with some incredible producers and songwriters, performed at some very high-profile concert events, and he has big plans for some upcoming music releases. I'm very excited to share with you our interview with this week's Awesome Town Sound featured artist, John Joseph.
Hey, what's up? My name is John Joseph. I am a pop music recording artist, songwriter, entertainer from right here in the Santa Clarita area. Thank you so much for having me. I grew up always having a love for music and pop music, and my first CD was actually a Britney Spears CD, and ever since then I was hooked. I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to be, I guess you could say, a pop star. I grew up just always wanting to be on stage. I did talent shows, school plays, and community theater, and different showcases, just really trying to get on stage as much as I could. And I guess you could say it paid off when I was 17, because that's when I got my first ever record deal. That was, to me, you know, making it big. And when I was 18, I decided to go independent, and I met my mentor, Nick Cooper, and he's been amazing on my journey. He works with some of the biggest names in music, Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry, Jennifer Lopez, Zendaya, and he's really taken me under his wing and helped me perfect my craft and really helped me with the artist development side of my music career. And so after recording and working with some of the best songwriters, producers, mixers in the business, I decided that I really wanted to get out there and have people hear the music that I had been recording. And so in 2017, I officially launched myself as John Joseph, the performing artist. And since then, I've performed at multiple Relay for Life events. You've probably seen me around town at the Santa Clarita Relay for Lives. I've done Burbank Relay for Lives. I've done showcases through the high schools out here. And in 2017, I was lucky enough to perform at the iconic Staples Center, which to me was like so surreal. Even looking back on it now, I still just freak out because, you know, I grew up going to concerts there and seeing my idols perform there. And so to be able to be in that space and be backstage and do a sound check in an empty Staples Center was just so surreal. The LA Sparks did a feature on me. They did a video montage, and then it was me and 10,000 people at Staples Center, and I performed my song All the Way, which I then a few days later filmed a music video to at my childhood ranch in Santa Clarita. And when I released that, one of the Backstreet Boys tweeted that song out, and it has just been such a crazy ride. Since then, I have performed on the Sunset Strip at Bar 20 and the iconic Whiskey A Go-Go. And in April, I had the opportunity to open up for 90s girl group Wilson Phillips right here in Valencia at the Canyon Club. So that was crazy just to be in my hometown doing what I love and opening for such a big name. To me, that was just life-changing. And so that's what I've been up to. And then in March, I released my debut single, I Want You, which is out on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere music is sold. And it's a really fun pop dance record. My musical style, I guess you could say, is like pop music. Growing up listening to Pink and Demi Lovato and Britney Spears, I wanted to really just take what the women in pop were doing and give it my own flair. And so over the years, I've had some hardships, and I really just channeled it in songwriting. And so I've been able to work with some of the biggest names in music when it comes to writing. Andre Merritt wrote a song with me called All the Way, which I dedicated to my friend who had passed away. Andre wrote songs with Rihanna and Chris Brown and Jennifer Lopez, and he wrote that song with me. And what really inspires me is hardships, struggles. I think everyone has struggles, and I think that there's a beauty in the vulnerability of talking about your struggles. And so the last couple of months, I've really decided to make a switch and a shift in my songwriting and start talking about more vulnerable things. And so that's the route I'm taking now. I've recorded some really fun pop dance records. Like I Want You is a really fun pop dance record. And then my next one that I'll be releasing is called How Does It Feel? And it's a pop dance record, but it has a more angry tone to it because I wrote it after I had been really mad at someone. So hardships, betrayal, heartbreak, those are all the things that inspire me to write music and do what I do. I think it's so important to share your story. I think something that was really cool that was said in the Star is Born movie was everyone has a voice. It's what you have to say that makes it special. So that's what I want to do. I just want to share my story and hopefully inspire others the way music has inspired me. My aspirations as an artist, I want to be able to do this full time and really just be one of the biggest names in music. It's something that I've grew up idolizing, you know, looking at Demi Lovato and Pink and the Jonas Brothers and just people that have really inspired my journey. I want to be up in the ranks with them and tour arenas and win Grammys and just be known for my songwriting. So that's my aspirations. I want to be making, you know, top 10 records and be on the Billboard Hot 100 and really just be a mainstream recording artist. I've had my successes and I'm really proud of what I've done so far being an independent artist, but I would love to get signed again and really work with a label that has some star power to really help me grow my music career further. And I've kind of decided to switch lanes a little bit with the new music. After I release How Does It Feel, the new music is going to be more, you know, soft pop, Ed Sheeran, Adele, Sam Smith style. I really want to be soulful and share my gift and go dive deeper in speaking about heartbreak. So I think what's next for me is just to record an album full of songs that really have some real subjects and real things to talk about. That's what I want to do next. So that's my next goal. And I'm excited for everyone to hear it. I've already started writing the project. I have 2 songs written for it so far, and I'm really, really excited for people to hear a deeper, more vulnerable side to me than I have been in the past. The song that you are going to listen to now is called How Does It Feel? And it's an exclusive for your podcast. I've never shared it anywhere before. It is a song that I wrote after a dinner gone wrong with a family member. And I was just so angry, and by chance I had some studio time a week later, and I looked at the songwriter I was co-writing with, and I said, I need to get this off my chest. I need to talk about this. And so the songwriter was like, cool, here we go. And we wrote the song in a day, and I cut it a few weeks later, and this is what that is. It's just about someone doing you wrong and taking the low road, not taking the high road. You want to get even. You want to kind of show them that you're not the one to mess with. And so that's what it's about. It's How Does It Feel? And I hope you guys enjoy it.
And now, John Joseph on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast.
How does it feel? You created a monster, and now it's gonna destroy you. How does it feel? You took a shot of the poison, the one you fed me, it choked you. I tell you, I spent so long bottling up my feelings. Yeah, I spent so long trying to protect your secret. You lost all my devotion, can't hide your crime is showing. So sleep with one eye open, now I'm in your head. How does it feel? Now the tables are turning, I'm the one holding all the power, can't touch it, I own it. How does it feel? Now your conscience is burning, are you shaking and nervous now that you're begging, you're broken? How does it feel? There's nowhere to run, I'm blocking the exits. Flames growing, the smoke's getting thicker. Can't turn back the time, I'll never forgive you. You made your bed, now lie in it. I tell you, I spent so long bottling up my feelings. Yeah, I spent so long trying to protect your secret. You lost all my devotion, can't hide your crime is showing. So sleep with one eye open, now I'm in your head. How does it feel? Now the tables are turning, I'm the one holding all the power, can't touch it, I own it. How does it feel? Now your conscience is burning, are you shaking and nervous now that you're begging, you're broken? How does it feel? Now I'm faster, now I'm stronger, since I figured you out. I keep my head above the water, I'm drowning you out. I'm made of steel, you know I'm indestructible now. You made me faster, you made me stronger. How does it feel? Now the tables are turning, I'm the one holding all the power, can't touch it, I own it. How does it feel? Now your conscience is burning, are you shaking and nervous now that you're begging, you're broken? How does it feel?
You can listen to me on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, anywhere music is sold. YouTube, I have a YouTube page. If you want to go to my website to find all of those links, you can go to www.itsjohnjoseph.com. I'm also extremely active on Instagram and Twitter, which is @JohnJosephMusic. And I'm actually in a musical at the Canyon Theater Guild, which will be opening August 10th. It's called The Andrews Brothers. It's a 4-person show, and it's a jukebox musical inspired by the music of the 40s and the Andrews Sisters. It's a really, really funny show, and I hope you can come see it. It opens August 10th and plays through September 8th, weekends through September 8th. So if you're in the Santa Clarita area and you want to go watch some really, really amazing live vocals, great dance moves, and have a good laugh, that's the place to be. I'll see you opening night. Other than that, I will be releasing How Does It Feel in October, and we will go from there on my new project and stuff like that. So thank you so much for having me, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. We are a production of Radio Free Santa Clarita. For more information, visit radiofreesantaclarita.org. You can keep up with all the local music events that we mention here by visiting the Awesome Town Sound Facebook page. And if you enjoyed our show, please tell your friends about it on social media. Tell your friends to subscribe, because the bigger this music community gets, the better. We live in an awesome town with awesome artists, awesome bands, and awesome fans. So keep on listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast.